look at Floyd. Like, Floyd spends money like it's a tap. Like, he's got a tap, just like unlimited amount of money. Money's just flowing. And even as much money as he's made in his career, which he's probably made as much, if not more money than any boxer ever. Like, there's all these lawsuits. Like, he hasn't been paying things, and he owes money on this and owes money on that. And it's like, and then he's got to come out of retirement.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. I think it's just the lifestyle that Floyd lived.
Yes.
I think he can't fathom to just live a modest lifestyle. It's like he gotta be lavish.
Right. He's got to have those videos where he shows you all the watches, where he opens the case up, you know.
All the money. You gotta show that he got $1 million in his backpack. And, you know, he got the latest watch and the latest car, and look what I just bought.
And when you get into latest watches and latest cars, you get into that, like, boy, that money goes quick.
Yeah.
Bugattis are like $3 million. There's watches that are $3-5 million. That's crazy. So you buy a watch and a car, you're down 10. That's nuts.
Joe Rogan made no effort to hide his skepticism when Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s real estate claims were discussed. During the podcast, he openly questioned the figures, saying they simply didn't seem to make sense.
And one of the reasons why people watch him fight is not because he's like Mike Tyson, just goes out and destroys people. They like watching him fight because they hate him. Because he talks so much shit, and he's like, look at my $1 million watch, look at my fucking jet, look at my house, look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like, he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed, like, this is $1 million worth of watches. This watch goes for $2 million. And they're like, this is my small watch that I take sometimes, but when I show you, when I show up, I bring out the big boy, and it brings out this watch that's covered in diamonds. It's like $5 million. And so you hate.
Floyd owes like $1.4 million in jewelry debts, that Floyd owes like hundreds of thousands of dollars in rent for a private New York apartment. His private jet fuel, he's not paid hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of fuel and maintenance. He put up one of his jets that I think he even sold, but one of his jets, and I want to say one of his properties, like one of his homes, up as collateral for a $54 million loan from a individual, from a billionaire, that had a 9% interest on the loan.
Joe Rogan also challenged the story surrounding Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s wealth, arguing that claiming ownership of numerous high-value properties is very different from having those assets independently verified.
To the IRS, how much does he owe?
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No.
It's just neglect to pay.
Neglect. And it's also like, I think, and there is like a truth to this. He makes so much money. There's probably a point when they're like, hey, it's time to pay your taxes. And you go like, all right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money. And then they go, that's true, but you owe 50 more. And he's just like, that can't be right. I've given you $25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash.
He has $15 million worth of cars.
Congrats. You can sell.
That's where the discussion takes another turn. Floyd Mayweather Jr. built the Money Mayweather image around enormous wealth, luxury cars, expensive watches, and the appearance of an unstoppable financial empire. However, reports circulating in business circles have presented a far more complicated picture.
Floyd Mayweather is made, and because he's the best in the history of pay-per-view at making sure that the money ends up in his pocket. He is or has been a businessman as an athlete that almost doesn't have a peer because he owns all his own stuff as an independent. Your spending has to be so fiscally irresponsible to lose the amount of money that Floyd Mayweather has lost that it is almost beyond anything that is reason. It's not merely fiscal insanity. It's something that doesn't make any sense to me.
Right. And another sign of him maybe in financial trouble is, as of February 2026, Floyd Mayweather has initiated a massive $340 million lawsuit against Showtime Networks and former executive Steven Espinoza. So he's trying to get some bread right now.
The estimate is that he made over $1.2 billion over the course of his career in just earnings.
According to Business Insider, 2 commercial properties linked to Floyd Mayweather Jr. reportedly went through foreclosure proceedings. Separate reports also claimed that a Las Vegas strip club property associated with him faced the possibility of seizure over unpaid property taxes. On top of that, lawsuits have alleged unpaid balances for luxury watches and jewelry, claims that Mayweather has denied. As a result, the focus has shifted from displays of wealth to questions surrounding his finances.
Said that, things that they said in this article were insane. That Floyd owes like $1.4 million in jewelry debts, that Floyd owes like hundreds of thousands of dollars in rent for a private New York apartment. His private jet fuel, he's not paid hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of fuel and maintenance. He put up one of his jets that I think he even sold, but one of his jets and I want to say one of his properties, like one of his homes, up as collateral for a $54 million.
The report also stated that 2 Trump Las Vegas condominiums connected to Floyd Mayweather Jr. were temporarily seized over unpaid taxes before being returned after the outstanding balance was settled. It further claimed that a $54 million loan was secured against assets, including his homes, private jet, and business interests. Whether those reports reflect the full picture or not, they have continued to fuel debate over the gap between Mayweather's public image and questions surrounding his finances. Joe Rogan had already raised doubts about Floyd's financial empire, but Chael Sonnen took the discussion in an even bolder direction. Sonnen dismissed the headlines suggesting Mayweather was broke, arguing that people were acting as if the story was far more surprising than it really was.
What's wrong with that? And why are we attempting to tease Floyd? Is Floyd Mayweather? Yes, he's broke. Of course he's broke. He's a boxer. Did they say he can't read? That's not to tease him. They say that he can't read. His best friend at the time said that he can't read, and he never denied it. I don't tease him for it. He was a guy who grew up in a boxing gym, right? I mean, it's one of these things. You know what you know. You know what you were taught. I didn't teach him about contracts. I didn't teach him about saving. I didn't teach him about investments. Who would have taught him these things? Of course he's broke.
Chael Sonnen turned the argument back on the audience, questioning why people find it unusual for a boxer to keep competing for financial reasons when most people work to earn a living themselves. He argued that there was nothing surprising about that reality. Sonnen also challenged some of boxing's biggest financial narratives, saying the massive earnings and pay-per-view figures often repeated in the media are frequently based on promotional claims rather than independently verified records. He added that, in his view, the companies handling the pay-per-view sales have never publicly confirmed many of the eye-catching numbers that are commonly reported, adding another layer to the debate over boxing's biggest payday claims.
The gambling addict. Got baby mamas all over the way. What do you mean is he broke? Of course he's broke. What boxer do you know that isn't broke? What a ridiculous question. But it's the fact that they're attempting to tease him. I mean, first off, they're asking the question. Look, I've told you until I'm blue in the face. The numbers that you hear in boxing simply aren't true. Floyd made $1 billion. No, he didn't. Floyd and Conor made $500 million. No, they didn't. Of course they didn't. Nobody's ever confirmed that. And it's the same thing with the check. I got $100 million for a fight. Oh, you did? Who signed the check? Whoever signed the check is going to want credit for it. There's never been a time that $1 million check was written and the dude that wrote the check didn't make sure that somebody found out he wrote the check. So who wrote the check? Floyd's got a whole bunch of them, apparently. He got $1 billion. Who wrote the check?
At the same time, Chael Sonnen wasn't singling out Floyd Mayweather Jr. He was criticizing the way financial success is often portrayed across combat sports. He then shifted to the confusion surrounding Floyd's fight announcements, arguing that promoting several potential bouts while a showdown with Tyson was being discussed would frustrate any promoter, since exclusivity and proper timing are critical in the boxing business. Sonnen also pointed to the irony of Mayweather accusing Showtime Sports of questionable business practices while being involved in contractual disputes of his own.
And I'm only sharing with you, like, the numbers aren't what you think they are, right? The numbers are good and they made a lot of money, but it's not what you think it is. And yeah, of course Floyd's broke. Would you be boxing if you weren't? And it's very tough to be sympathetic.
At the same time, critics have pointed to the confusion surrounding Logan Paul's exhibition with Floyd Mayweather Jr., arguing that similar promotional and contractual issues have existed on Floyd's side as well. As a result, the debate has turned into a situation where each side blames the other, Even so, Chael Sonnen's comments reveal an interesting contradiction. Fans may question Mayweather's finances, dispute the reported earnings, or criticize his exhibition bouts. But whenever Floyd's name is attached to an event, it still commands the attention of the entire boxing world.
Mayweather owes Logan Paul $1.3 million. No, he doesn't. Just to clear that up, no, he doesn't. Will Logan ever get the money? I think Floyd's broke. Floyd does not owe Logan $1.3 million. Floyd's promotion owes Logan $1.3 million. And no, of course he's not going to get it. That promotion's already shut down. Allegedly, by the way.
Chael Sonnen had already fueled the debate over Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s finances. But the discussion took another turn when Jason Whitlock and his panel weighed in. The conversation shifted from boxing analysis to questions about money and business. Whitlock built on the view expressed by Shannon Sharpe, suggesting that Mayweather's return could be motivated by the chance to secure another enormous payday. As names like Saul Alvarez, Manny Pacquiao, and Terence Crawford entered the discussion, the focus quickly shifted toward blockbuster matchups capable of generating huge revenue. Whitlock then steered the conversation in a different direction, referencing Rocky and asking a simple question: why do you fight? Turning the debate from business to motivation.
Shannon Sharpe and Ocho Cinco suggested on their podcast that Floyd Mayweather is talking about coming back, unretiring.
He is.
Because he's broke.
Yeah.
Let's play the clip here of Shannon Sharpe and Ocho Cinco.
There are only 3 fights that Floyd can have. He ain't gonna have no choice.
The panel also noted that Floyd Mayweather Jr. built his entire public identity around financial success, even changing his nickname from Pretty Boy to Money. Jason Whitlock argued that when someone's brand is built on wealth, any suggestion of financial problems is bound to attract enormous attention. Adding another perspective, Dre argued that the bigger question isn't how much Mayweather has earned, but what remains unknown about his cash flow, assets, debts, taxes, and overall financial obligations. The discussion soon expanded to topics like gambling losses, tax issues, and luxury spending, with the panel suggesting that Floyd's financial picture could be far more complex than it appears publicly. Despite all the criticism, the panel acknowledged one reality that continues to stand out. Many people may question Mayweather's decision to return at nearly 50 years old, but if he were to announce a fight against Terence Crawford, Saul Alvarez, or Manny Pacquiao, the same critics would still be watching when fight night arrives.
$1 billion and he's 47 years old and he's completely broke. He's won the prize. This is, of all the idiots that we've seen out there, celebrities, actors, entertainers that have lost a lot of money, this guy would take the cake. To blow a bill before he even hits 50 is unimaginable. It actually is sad. It's a cautionary tale. We have seen it time and time again. But who actually wants to watch this guy fight? Like, people that love him. If he comes out and if he loses and looks terrible and gets destroyed, well, look, if you love him or hate him, you can say, well, he's nearly 50 years old. This doesn't prove it.
While Jason Whitlock and his panel focused on Floyd's finances, Andre Ward approached the subject from a completely different angle. Rather than fueling speculation, Ward reflected on what life is like for a fighter after years at the highest level. Ward began by praising Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s discipline, saying that behind the luxury cars, private jets, and glamorous lifestyle was someone who built his success through relentless work in the gym. He admitted to having mixed feelings about Floyd's return, not because he questioned Mayweather personally, but because boxing often becomes a core part of a fighter's identity. According to Ward, the adrenaline of competition, the spotlight, and the enormous fight night paydays create an experience that ordinary life is difficult to replace.
Part of that is because of the way Floyd Mayweather goes about his business. He's been filthy rich. He's made his name, his legacy, and a lot of his reputation wasn't just the boxing. It was the money. It's the money man. What I have, what I'm driving, what I'm living in, what I'm flying in. And a lot of people, they don't like that. I don't know if Floyd Mayweather had more supporters for most of his fights or more haters. But regardless of where you fall on that line, Floyd Mayweather made it work for him when many people, promoters included, networks included, early on didn't think that he can.
Ward's perspective carried extra weight because it came from someone who has experienced the highest level of the sport himself. Shifting to a possible Floyd Mayweather Jr. Manny Pacquiao rematch, Andre Ward offered an interesting observation. He explained that older fighters sometimes produce more entertaining bouts because they can no longer depend on constant movement, leading to more exchanges in the ring. At the same time, Ward stressed that age remains the biggest concern. A fighter's mind may still believe it can perform at its peak, even when the body no longer responds the same way. Despite saying he would rather see both legends enjoying retirement, Ward admitted that the curiosity surrounding a meeting between two all-time greats is difficult to ignore. If Mayweather and Pacquiao step into the ring once again, the boxing world will almost certainly be watching.
Don't watch a fighter. He'll say he don't watch him, but he'll watch any potential opponent over and over and over, and he has to process: can he do anything with me? How does my skill set line up with his? Can I beat him? The problem with being 49 years of age is sometimes your brain can see things and tell you things that your body's not in agreement with. That's the problem with age. Your brain is still saying, I'm him. Your brain is still saying, man, I'm Money Mayweather. Man, these youngsters can't deal with me. But your body is saying, brother, we can't do it like that anymore. That's the struggle, and that's the danger of coming back at this age. So part of me wants to see these guys continue to make money. Part of me wants to see these guys, how do they do it at this age? Man, show me something. Show me how your mind can overtake the deficiencies you may have in your body at your age. But the deeper part of me, man, I want to see Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao on a beach somewhere, living off the fruits of their labor, helping the game however they see fit to help the game, and just watching the next generations do what they do. But hey, we got to fight September 9th.